History of Casa. Casa was commissioned by the Ottoman Sultan of the time, Sultan Abdülhamit II, for the official tailor and fashion designer of the palace, Jean, who was Dutch. The architect of the building is the famous Italian architect Raimondo d'Aranco. The building was constructed in 1900 in Istanbul, Beyoğlu, next to the current Swedish consulate building. Who is architect of Bottar? So, who is our architect? Raimondo d'Aranco graduated as an architect from the Venice Academy in 1880. He later came to Istanbul in 1893 at the invitation of Sultan Abdülhamit II to prepare the project for the Ziraat and Sanayi exhibition. d'Aranco lived in Istanbul between 1893 and 1909 and left his mark on many important buildings in the city. By joining the international Art Nouveau movement, the artist integrated Ottoman Islamic art with modern developments in Central European architectural culture. Use of the apartment. But how was the Bottar apartment used? Casa Bottar was designed to be used both as a business and residence, making it the first example of such a building in Istanbul. It has an original facade design reflecting the style of the era. The ground floor of the building served as a fashion house, the first floor as a workshop, and the other floors were used as the family's residence. The Bottar Fashion House, located on the ground floor of the building, is known as the first fashion house in Istanbul. Jean Bottar designed clothes here for the palace residence and Ottoman nobility for many years. Art Nouveau and Casa Bottar. Casa Bottar is also considered the first example of Art Nouveau in Istanbul. The Art Nouveau style, which emerged between 1880 and 1910, is an art movement that is inspired by nature, stylizes natural forms, and gives importance to aesthetic values with asymmetric arrangements. Art Nouveau style apartments draw attention to mixed use, business and residence buildings seen around the Grand Rue de Pera, the main commercial and business center of Pera. The architectural influence of Art Nouveau in Istanbul was particularly evident in the decoration of facades, and buildings with elements of neoclassicism had colorless exteriors and interiors. Traditional woodwork and ironwork, while less common than in Europe, can be seen in staircases and balcony railings. Now, let's talk about the features of the building. Firstly, the Bottar apartment is 7 stories high. The ground floor serves as the entrance for shops and residences. The first floor has elliptical balconies, and the other floors are designed with wooden doors and special windows. The building is made of masonry and brick structure, and the facade is stone-clad. Social structure of Pera. During the Tanzimat period, the Ottomans, in line with their modernization goals, wanted to present a more westernized image, reflecting changes in social structure in the physical environment. However, the traditional wood construction techniques used in Istanbul's building didn't fit this image. Moreover, wooden buildings were constantly damaged in fires. With the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century, bricks became very common in Europe. Mustafa Reşit Pasha, who was the London ambassador at the time, presented the masonry structure systems as a solution to the fires that occurred. One of these areas where these fires were a problem was Pera. In 1870, a massive fire destroyed more than 3,000 houses in the area. The large non-Muslim population in the region also increased the influence of Western culture in shaping the region. The area was transformed into a more European-looking one, with buildings changing from wooden structure to masonry systems, from low-rise buildings to taller buildings, and from detached buildings to attached ones. Casa was one of those buildings. Physical appearances of Botter. The facade details are quite ornate. The exterior of the Botter apartment features curved lines, elliptical balconies with flower motifs, floral abstractions, rose motifs, female heads and medallions, and the interior features an elliptical staircase railing, elevator, rose-themed stained glass windows. Lighting elements reflected the general characteristic of Art Nouveau buildings. How it is used today. Today, the Botter apartment has been restored by the Istanbul Metropolitan Municipality as the Art and Design Center under the name Casa Botter. The ground floor of the apartment houses an exhibition hall, and the first floor is home to working spaces for the 100th anniversary of the Republic. Under Casa Botter, there are various event spaces such as Show Center, Istanbul Metropolitan Municipality Documentary Film Archive Center, Conference Hall, Design Workshops, and Artist Offices.